What's up, everyone? This is your Week 8 recap. We're coming off a week where Monday Night Football had some fun, exciting times for the little garbage basement Super Bowl halfway through the series. Had some money on it for some people, so we'll talk about that towards the end, though, because that's the highlight of the week. Let's go ahead and dive into some matches. We first have Ellsbury versus Millardsky. Ellsbury 164.5 to Bumbo's 117.8. Ellsbury puts up a convincing W. Deshaun Watson 36 points. Joe Mixon 30 points. LaShawn McCoy even put him up some 15 points in garbage time. So Ellsbury looking good. Got a little 2-game winning streak going. So his wide receivers didn't really do anything, like Jordy Nelson. How many times do we have to talk about him? He's still in your starting lineup, so I don't know what we're going to do about that. 2.4 points, even without Amari Cooper. So Jordy Nelson, is he like a wide receiver 5 or maybe a wide receiver 6? I don't know, but he is Ellsbury's wide receiver 3. We know that. So puts up a W. Millardsky, Duke Johnson, Kenjon Barner, 3-point-something points and 0.4 points for your running backs. Ooh, you are missing Melvin Gordon right now. I know that, Jim. So, bright spot, Mike Evans, 33.9 points in garbage time. You know, Larry Fitz, I have him in a couple leagues, and I can't even freaking start him. He's just been so terrible, but puts up a 28.2 spot. But Jim gets anointed the Bumbo. Couldn't even get to 120 points, Jim. 117.8 points. Not going to cut it. Ellsbury, good W. Next matchup. Ooh, you know what? I forgot. I have some comments for some managers. Ellsbury on his W says this. I took the easy win from the Bumbo champion. D. Watson finally woke up and started playing. Hunt came through as usual, and Mixon had a monster game. Other than the most important player on my team, my kicker, everyone else left something to be desired. Old man McCoy also managed to get a few touches. So we do find out that Ellsbury is a kicker truther. Next up, we have Mikey Dinn versus Omar. Dinn puts up the W, 150.3 to Omar's 137.4. Let's take a gander. Dinn doesn't have to start Josh Rosen as his QB, but puts him in his super flex. So that means Russell Wilson puts up 26. Adam Thielen, man, would you trade Antonio Brown for Adam Thielen, Dinn, or no, because he's a keeper? You let me know. But Adam Thielen is probably the best wide receiver in the game right now from a fantasy perspective and from a real-life perspective. Just gets freaking a ton of catches. Keeper City for Mr. Dinn. Speaking of Keeper City, Tyler Boyd, 30.6 points. Does get a 0 spot from his tight end, Benjamin Watson, but so did a lot of us this week. 150 points, so decent performance from Dinn. Omar could not do it. His running back spots, Nick Chubb, David Johnson, left something to be desired. Josh Gordon, while a good story, puts up about 8 points for New England. So 4.8 points from Trey Burton. Stephon Diggs, the lone bright spot for Omar, 29.9. And, of course, Gostkowski getting the double digits. That always happens for him, it seems like. But Omar gets the L. Dinn gets the W. Reached out to Dinn. Mr. Dinn said, I am not satisfied with my win. My team needs to do better. I agree, Mike. Isaiah Crowell, Chris Ivory as your running backs, even if you make the playoffs, that is not going to cut it. So, get better. Next up, we have myself and Mr. Pop Secret Kevin Moore. I put up a convincing win, 217.1 to 158. We have James White, PPR Machine 25, James Conner 40.2, Devontae Adams 20.3, Antonio Brown, OBJ, Marlon Mack all 20 plus. On Kevin's side, 158 would have beat a couple people. Definitely would have beat Din, so we know that. Cam gets him a 30 spot. AJ Green, 18.6, 19 points for Travis Kelce. But, reading off some of these names, like it's like a fantasy football team from like 2014. Dante Moncrief, Frank Gore, Latavius Murray, Greg Olsen. Some of those are good pickups, though. But like Latavius Murray, maybe Din should have picked him up because Dalvin Cook isn't going to play until 2019 or something like that. So, but Kevin, not enough. Reached out to him for comment. Kevin says, the team did what they can. I'm proud. It just wasn't enough. Great win, Mr. Gunn. Thank you, Kevin. I appreciate that. Next matchup. We have Lumsky versus Hofstetter. Shows us his true colors. Gets a winning streak going. 189.4. Why? When you look at why you started Brock Osweiler, I understand why, but 7.6 points. But you know what? I can't question you. You're probably the best manager in the league. So 26 points from Kamara, 30.6 points from AP. Sammy Watkins, roller coaster ride, but when he goes off, 32 points. Hofstetter, decent W. And Lumen gets a losing streak going. Let's see. Todd Gurley's going to put up 30 points. We know it. Even if he would have ran into the end zone on that last play, you still would have lost. So no complaining from you about Todd Gurley because he's the best freaking fantasy player right now. And 35 points, but everyone else leaving some stuff to be desired. Sterling Shepard, 7.4 points. Aguilar, I think you just dropped him, right? A little Golden Tate action taking his place. 9.3 points. So Lumen, 163.3, decent, but not going to cut it. And you need to do better, and you need to find someone else besides Todd Gurley to carry your team along with him. Reached out to Lumen. Lumen said, I'm tired of the streak and ready to get back on track. At least my losing streak was with the obvious front runner to win it all yourself, referring to me. And then my next loss to what has been stated to be the smartest manager with the best draft in game theory. Looking forward to righting my ship. Lumen going with a little double jinx reverse style on Hoff and myself. I guess we'll see if it works, but Hofstetter gets the W. Lumen takes the L. Next up, we have Waikiki versus Reggie. High-scoring affair, like the other match. 180.4 to 161. Wyckoff takes the W. Patrick Mahomes. What else do we need to say? But you know what? Wyckoff's got some surprising points from some people. Kenyon Drake, 23 points. Tariq Cohen. We laughed at that trade last year from Omar to, I think it was Wyckoff himself. He gets the 20 spot. He's looking good in that Chicago offense. Kenny Galladay puts up a 2.2 spot, but with Golden Tate leaving town, I think Wyckoff has a couple keepers for next year in Galladay and Patrick Mahomes. O.J. Howard putting up 16 points. So, Wyckoff hooking it up. And then Reggie. Saquon Barkley doing decent. Philip Lindsay doing decent. But in your wide receiver spot, you got Juju Smith-Schuster, 7.3 points. I think Antonio Brown scored more points than that because he's also a Steelers receiver, isn't he, Reg? Right? Let me know if you can confirm that. So, T.Y. Hilton, 4.4 points. Yeah, Marvin Jones put up 32, but Reggie, 161 just does not do it. You need a Brady to work some miracles and score a 30 spot for Monday Night Football, but we know that didn't happen because they ended up kicking field goals all game and handing it and passing it to James White. So Reggie puts up 161 and has this to say about his loss. I fucking lost. There's no need to dwell on it. I needed to win and it didn't happen. Wyckoff was who he thought he was. And my team didn't do a damn thing about it. Nice comment, Reg. Wyckoff, nice win. Wyckoff also gets the bonus for the week, longest field goal. Mr. Josh Lambo, I think it was like a 57-yarder. So Wyckoff gets a little 20 spot to play with. And last but not least, the matchup of the week. Cage Peterson versus Mike Thompson. Newly anointed name changes. Kage takes it down 142.5, 141.4. We got a little fun going via Ellsbury. Puts up some text the night before saying, I put a text out saying, hey, who do you think's going to win? We got Cage with the defense for the Patriots, and we got Edelman for Mikey T, and Cage had a little 3-point buffer, and we started getting some predictions. Ellsbury throws out a bet. Long before you know it, we get a couple 10 spots put down. And, throughout the whole game, it's looking good for Mikey T. Edelman hooking it up, PPR machine, short passes. Gronk isn't doing anything this year, so Edelman's hooking it up for Mikey T. Then after a while, a little sack for Cage, a little interception, and then a pick six towards the end of the game. A pick six for a touchdown. That's what pick sixes are. It's their touchdown, in case you didn't know. And then he gets another sack and another sack to ice the game. 142.5 to 141.4. An exciting matchup. Never have the Buffalo Bills mattered so much in my entire life, because that was a fun little night watching. I won $20, so thank you, Cage. Thank you, Patriots defense. Cage trying to climb out of the dirty basement that has been his home. Trubisky, 23.9 points. Will Fuller, injury boy, 27.4 points. Here's a crappy thing for Cage is the people he traded for, Will Fuller, you can drop him, Carlos Hyde, you can probably drop him when Leonard Fournette comes back, if he ever does. Tyler Lockett, 12.7 points. All that guy does is score touchdowns. And then, of course, his Patriots defense, 21 points. And Mikey T, 141.4. Could he have done better? Maybe, yeah. Like Deshaun Jackson in his wide receiver spot, 18.2 points. Outscored every wide receiver. So if he just puts him in for Demaryius Thomas, Mikey T gets the W. Same thing with tight end Jordan Reed, 10.8 points compared to Vance McDonald, 7.7 points. So it is a game of inches. It is a game of decisions, and you have to make the right ones. Because Demaryius Thomas, 6 points. Robert Woods, 12 points. Jarvis Landry, 11.9 points. Doug Martin, who you paid like $7,800 for, 8.9 points. Did not cut it. Did not work out. Cage gets the W. And let's hear Cage's glorious comments. Cage says, who would have thought the toilet bowl would be the best matchup of the week? I'm just glad Derek Anderson is channeling his inner Matt Schaub to get me the win. Welcome to the basement, Mike T. I hope you get comfortable because I plan on moving out. Those are words we'll see if Cage lives by this week. So, on a Halloween day, let's look at some of these scary standings. We have myself, 8-0, Loomski, 5-3, and Din, 5-3, tied for that second place. Then we have a bunch of people at 4-4. We have Hofstetter, Mulardsky, Wyckoff, Omar, Ellsbury. And then starting to get 3 and 5, we have Reggie, and we have Kevin. And then tied for last place, we have Mikey T and Cage. Mikey T has about 55 points. I'm terrible at math on Cage. So if Cage gets the W and Mikey T gets the loss, we have a changing of the Dirty Sanchez, at least for now. But hey, trade deadline coming up. Waiver wires were on fire this week, it looks like. DJ Moore for a 17 spot for Malardo. Lumen finally spending some money, I think a 55er on Fitzpatrick. So we are getting some things going. Hope everyone has a happy Halloween. If you're doing anything, trick-or-treating with yourself or your kids, I hope it's fun. And let's keep that text thread going, because I'll tell you what, like, that was fun. There was some good smack talk on it this week. Brought a tear of joy to my eye when I see some people talking some smack and laying it down. So, and it looks like, I just looking at some waiver wires, looks like Din may have to start Cole Beasley and Adam Humphries this week. So whoever Din's playing, if he gets a W with that, woo, good luck on the recap next week. So happy Halloween. Let's do it.